How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today I want to show you about 5 different charts that are quite bullish for crypto and Bitcoin. Now, of course, you have to go make your own decisions after you take a look at the charts. I'm not telling you that we're going to go up to $100,000 next month or anything like that, but I think it is important to take a look at these to see where the market's at. Now, of course, we've been pretty much ranging sideways, but I don't think that necessarily means that we're going to range sideways forever. And the question is where we go after this. If you guys don't mind hitting the like button and subscribe button, I appreciate that. I do have a Twitter, in case you didn't know that. I'll link it as one of the top links in the description. In case you want to go follow me there, be careful. There are scammers. I mean, there's scammers on every social media platform, so be careful. Just use that link. Also, friendly reminder that fees can really dig into your profit, especially in crypto, because this is going to go up so much over the coming years. Spending 1 or 2% on fees can be really devastating over the long term if crypto really performs as well as we think it will, which is why I want to talk to you about FTX. They have some of the lowest fees out there. They're 85%, or they're cheaper than 85% of the other platforms out there. They also give you a little bit of a boost in the fact that they do give you some free crypto when you make trades over $10. They also allow you to track a bunch of your different crypto portfolios in one place, and they're just actively giving back to the community. Like with Ukraine, they gave crypto or they gave money. They're also giving you free money. They're making it cheap. They're scaling. They're adding more different cryptocurrencies. So I'll leave that as the top link in the description so you guys can sign up and start trading today. Now, the crypto market has been pretty much sideways the last week or so. I mean, we fell a little bit after the Bitcoin conference, but really nothing too dramatic recently. And I think this is making some people think that there's not anything happening in the backgrounds when we're actually looking quite bullish in a variety of different ways. So first of all, let's take a look at this. Supply not moved in at least 1 year. This is coming from Pomp. And you can see that we've never been at this level before. This is the highest amount of Bitcoin that hasn't moved ever. So you can see back in 2016, we had 61.3%. Now back in 2020, we had 63.45, now 63.7. And you can see the kind of moves that we've made after these points, right? A lot of people are holding it for a long time, and then the price goes up and they start to sell off some of their crypto. And you can see the same thing over here. Back in 2020, we were around 6,000 at the time, 7, 8, 9,000, and we had 63.5. Then as the price went up, people sold off their crypto. Now we're at a similar point where we have a lot of long-term holders. There's not a lot of excitement either. I mean, take a look at Google Trends data right now. Like, no one's searching for Bitcoin. And actually what's interesting is these kind of line up with this chart, and in the sense that when we have long-term holders, there isn't much excitement. Like when you look at 2016 over here, there wasn't much happening back in this area. Then as the price went up and skyrocketed, there was a lot less long-term holders because a lot of people were FOMOing in. A lot of long-term holders sold. And then as time goes on, people get excited. There's a lot of searches when we're up at the peak. And then the long-term holders sell, and then we fall back down. And we just have these cycles pretty consistently. So this is quite bullish. I mean, we have a lot of long-term holders, a lot of people that are holding on and holding and holding, and we're just in this kind of quiet period. So what's happened in the past is we do have this massive run up and people start selling some of their Bitcoin. Now, next chart is taking a look at the higher highs and higher lows that we've seen. They say if we're in a bear market, this is the most bullish bear market we've ever seen. I mean, back here we had lower lows, we had lower highs, and then we switched over here. We've had higher lows several times, like a handful of times. And then we also had higher highs here. So this is pretty bullish overall. This isn't what we typically see in a bear market. We also have a lot coming off exchanges. Obviously, this is something that a lot of people take a look at, but we've had so much drained off exchanges. We're at 2.27 million Bitcoin as opposed to over 3 million Bitcoin less than 2 years ago, or about 2 years ago, I suppose. So we've had a significant drain off exchanges when some companies and some entities are buying up billions and billions of Bitcoin, billions and billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin at a time. Also, it's important to remember that the next halving is actually coming relatively soon. We have less than 2 years until the next halving. This is a look at the last 3 halvings, and this is a logarithmic scale. So take a look at what Bitcoin did. Going up until the halving, it was going up and up and up, and then it spiked afterwards and spiked again. Even here, we hit a bottom here, and then we were going up into the halving, then we spiked up afterwards. Same thing here, we were much lower. We went all the way down to about 4,000, 5,000, and then we started to move up into the halving, and then we spiked up after that. Now we have less than 2 years left. So even if we're facing this period where we're right in here, right? We have less than 2 years left. We're past the halfway mark, and we're just kind of in this lull period. Same thing over here. There's this lull period. We should expect in the next year that we start to move up, getting ready for the next halving. Same thing here, right? We start moving up, and it will get more bullish most likely, especially when you think about all the big macro news, so many people buying. And we might not even have these sell-offs here. We might not have this sell-off or this sell-off, and that's because things are just changing overall. This is coming from the head of research at Arca. The miners have a lot less power than they did a couple of years ago. Right now, they control so little of the volume in trading that them trying to raise capital isn't really a problem anymore. I mean, right now they mine about 900 BTC a day, which is at today's price is about 36 million. That's just a small fraction of a percent of the 24-hour trading volume. A lot of miners are holding too, so they don't really need to sell anymore because of the fact that we actually have financing now. I mean, think about all the different companies that are getting loans against their crypto or mining equipment. I mean, even MicroStrategy buying hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin from Bitcoin-backed loans, right? There are so many different ways to access capital. Now the miners don't have to go and sell the majority of their Bitcoin getting ready for the next halving cycle. Compared to, again, just a couple of years ago when they were mining twice as much Bitcoin and there was less in circulation. So the fact is they controlled the narrative a lot more in the past than they do now. So hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better about the cryptocurrency market. I mean, it's not the most fun market right now, but it's not that bad, really. Compared to the past, $40,000 Bitcoin is less than what, 40% or so down from the all-time high. So we're really not looking bad overall, especially if you do think this is the bear market. This is by far the best bear market we've ever seen, and we're just not seeing the massive swings that we saw in the past. So I think that's all quite positive for crypto and quite positive for you. If you bought crypto recently, we might not be getting those 90% off deals or 80% off deals like people got in the past in crypto, but it's a lot easier to feel good about investing and not be so worried about the next bear cycle, because chances are it's not going to be the same as what it's been in the past. And again, we have some exciting stuff coming up with so much being drained off exchanges, with regulation coming, and with the halving cycle less than 2 years away. It's going to be crazy what is going to come over the next couple of years, and I think people will get really excited. Right now, like I said, not too many people are searching for Bitcoin and crypto, but I think this next wave will be when people are talking about crypto at their local banks and they're able to buy crypto at their local banks. There's regulation. People realize the potential that it has, and they start to buy in even more. More and more people get interested in crypto, and that's where we get the next spike. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Again, check out FTX and check out my Twitter account if you want to follow me there, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.